What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of I'll Call You Right Back podcast with me, your host. You just heard part one of episode 94 with Chad on Tuesday, and this is part two. But before we get to the episode, I just wanted to take a second and recognize Streets on Carson for being the best fucking restaurant in Pittsburgh. Enjoy the episode.
Telephone.
Hello?
Telephone.
I'll call you right back. Call you right back.
Telephone.
I'll Call You Right Back podcast. Now, while you're down there and you're like kind of getting this like Instagram, like, I don't know, fame, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, the fame is starting, and it's freaking weird, man.
It got to be weird because like even if I have like a post that like kind of gets a little bit more buzz than something else, it's kind of like I did the interview with Coco with Courtney. Like that was, the feedback that I got on like my first couple posts was just like crazy bizarre because it was so much, and it was just like I don't have a following like that, and to get
She's got an army.
Yeah, oh, it's an army,
loyal fans,
and like I didn't understand that's what I said. It's an army because I didn't understand the magnitude of what it was. I got messages from so many people saying like, first of all, I was so nervous interviewing her because like I didn't know how to touch on that topic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I didn't want it to come off as like a, like a corny way of doing it. So I wasn't the happiest with my way of interviewing her. I thought I could have did it a little bit smoother, but I was just super nervous. But all these people are messaging me saying that like, this was incredible. Thank you so much. And it's just like, holy shit. Because you look at her post something, 10 minutes, it's like 10,000 likes, whatever like that. I couldn't even imagine what it is there. So do you have, like, I'm curious to know, to be an Instagram person, influencer, whatever, do you have like a pressure to like put content out?
Oh yeah.
And like, do you ever get like the feeling of like having to always keep putting fresh shit out?
Yeah, 100%. And I've been slacking since I've been home.
Yeah.
Because I've been, working two little part-time jobs.
Yeah.
And I just haven't been editing enough. If you don't have an editor, when you're the one-man team, it's really, really hard.
Yeah, I mean, for me to do one podcast a week, it's extra 4 or 5 hours minimum.
Oh, yeah.
Easy
edit,
minimum.
Of course.
And it's interesting to see, I mean, to have this just like happen kind of over a year. Like, were you like ready for it as far as like...
oh, no, I had no idea what it was like being... Like, I wasn't a YouTuber.
I know.
It wasn't my thing.
And I just feel like that...
I was all about just travel and explaining, like, cultural and travel tips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically ways to get through it. Now, I mean, I read like articles to try to like, make my things grow. And they always say like, you have to be consistent and put shit out all the time. Like it gotta be like a consistent flow of shit. And I feel like that's like, I've thought about like doing 2 episodes a week, and it like gives me anxiety to even think about that. It's like, how often
it would be tough. I think you could do it though.
I could definitely
but you are killing it, getting at least one out a week, and it's on Thursdays, I think, right?
Thursdays.
Yeah, so your fan base is accustomed to like they're waiting every day until that every week till that Thursday, and that Thursday they're excited.
Yeah,
and they're pumped, and it's going to keep growing because of your consistency.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you were able to pump out one Monday or Tuesday and Thursday, boom!
You know who Theo Vaughn is?
Yeah.
So Theo Vaughn does one where he does interview with a guest on like a Thursday, but he does one himself on Mondays. Okay. And I've done some solo episodes, but I feel super corny doing solo episodes myself. Like, who the fuck wants to just listen to me? But I think I might try to do like, a small like recap of things, but everything's still up in the air. I'm still trying to figure it out. But now as this like new fame rises for you, like what is your idea of like, I mean, obviously you got this wave kind of coming after you and like, and picking you up and taking you, and you want to keep riding the wave a little bit. So like, what's your mindset after you like get from all these news articles hitting you up and like you get some buzz on these first videos?
Basically, it's just like, I'm kind of maybe seeing dollar signs a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, you have to be.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I had never really been about that.
Yeah.
But now I had the opportunity. Yeah. I might as well like use my image to
100%.
promote products
100%.
and whatnot. And once this started to happen, my buddy in Peru, the Mormon guy, he was basically like, dude, this is insane. Like we could literally start a crew now, like of guys who do the same thing. Cause you're like, now you're like technically a YouTuber in Spanish. So he sent me this profile of this guy in Argentina. He's like the OG American who has been doing content on YouTube in Spanish since like 2007, 2008. He's the original. He's the first one to do it. His name's Dustin. He's just like a super good looking dude who speaks incredible Argentinian Spanish. Like no one even thinks, people don't think he's American. And he became very famous in Argentina. So we kind of just like shot our shot with him. I messaged him and I was like, yo man, this is crazy what's happened to me here in Paraguay. I think you could probably relate. We should link up. Like, I think I'm coming to Buenos Aires to renew my passport in a couple weeks. We should link up. So I linked up with him. We did a video together, and I think that was my most viral video. It has 2 point something million
Holy
views
shit.
on Facebook. It's basically us just comparing how Paraguayans and Argentines talk.
Wow.
Yeah. So that went really well, and I went back to Paraguay, and now he had like this sudden fame in Paraguay as well. And then there was that other guy who we met him on the Pan American Highway, who's been to like almost every country as well.
Yeah.
Who lives in Mexico most of the time.
Okay.
So he's kind of like, he's the Mexican gringo now. We basically decided to, why don't we make a kind of a team out of this?
Yeah.
Like I know those Logan Paul type kids have done these YouTube teams where they make content together. So yeah, basically our idea of making a team is to kind of be a link between Americans and Latin culture. And they're really the only guys I could relate to who had a similar experience, because just kind of accidentally becoming famous in a foreign country is really weird.
Yeah, that's that's definitely wild. Now, what's your family think about this whenever you like explain what's going on?
My dad loves it. My mom just wishes I had a normal 9-to-5 gig and was in Pittsburgh being normal and starting a family. But my dad gets it more than my mom does, I think.
That's it's definitely an interesting path that it's going down for you.
Yeah, it got pretty intense, to be honest.
In a good way or a bad way?
Like just like being down there, it started to get a little creepy. Like when you go, when anywhere you go and like everybody looks at you and like knows who you are, it's very disturbing.
Imagine how people like Justin Bieber feel.
Oh my, that
can't even
honestly,
walk outside.
That poor kid. He's gotten in trouble, but okay. What if somebody gave you like $300 million when you were
20 years old?
Yeah, or less.
Dude, I would be dead.
I would be dead.
The majority of anyone would be dead. To be able to function and not be a psychopath. Like, look at people like Corey Feldman. Like, he had all the money in the world whenever he was younger, and like, look where he has Corey and the Angels. Do you see what he does now?
I think I've heard about it.
He has like some crazy weird group where he's dressed in all black with like a big crazy hood, and he has these like super hot girls dressed as angels that just like dance around him in the back. And it's such like a bizarre thing, because like you see all like the child stars and everything like that who like get famous, turn into drug addicts, like Stephanie Tanner from Full House. You know, that's fame. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, fame. A lot of people were just dying.
They're not happy.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like anyone is happy who's like famous.
No.
And
no.
To get like a taste of it down there, I'm sure that you would get like a glimpse of what it is.
Yeah, it's very fun in the beginning. It's like, oh my, this is fucking crazy. I get invited to everything. Like, everybody loves me. Everybody wants to take pictures with me. Oh, this is awesome.
I would always have it in the back of my head, like, what do you want though from me? You know what I mean?
Yeah. there's a lot of people trying to take advantage.
So you're to the point where you're walking around on there and everyone knows who you are, really.
I'm to the point where I'm starting to get like really creepy messages, like from strangers.
Yeah.
One day I was like, this is very like typical American of me. Like I go to like the most American chain in the city. It's like a Coffee Bean.
Okay.
I don't know. I like their coffee and they have decent Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So like I like going there. So like people kind of like figure out that I hang out there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I was just standing outside one night while waiting for, I was waiting for a friend to come pick me up. And I'm just like on Instagram and I get a message from some follower on Instagram. It's like a fake profile. And they're like, I can see you from over here. Like I want you to come to my car and I'm going to give you the most rico like BJ of your life. Like the best BJ. And it's like some dude.
Jeez.
And I had been getting messages from a random number on WhatsApp for like a few weeks. And I was like, this has to be the same person. But I was really freaked out because now this person was like spying on me or like stalking me or something. It was freaked me the hell out.
Yeah.
I started getting like really nervous. There was a mall across the street. I kind of like jogged across the street, like went in the mall, like went to a really crowded area and I was like, this is freaking me out.
So, I mean, it's to the point where like you that comes in your mind, like you could be like, kidnapped, whatever like that.
Yeah. And it's a very small country and there is a narco culture there as well. I think the narcos probably like me though.
Yeah.
Just because like the Guarani, like doing stuff in the native language, like usually it resonates with they call them los perros, the dogs.
Yeah, the dogs.
Yeah, they usually like that shit. So, but every once in a while there's I don't know, for every 1,000 people that like you, there's one person who like despises you, hates your guts for whatever reason. So
yeah, do you get any negative?
Oh yeah, for no reason. Like I don't know why. Like one guy in the second biggest city, it's called Ciudad del Este. It's on the east side of the country.
Yeah.
I got a message from a guy like, if you ever show your face in this city, you're gonna leave with a bullet in your head.
Really?
Yeah, and I was just like, why? Like, what did I do to you? Like, what did I do to anybody? Like, sorry for promoting your country.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, I get accused a lot of being like CIA, of being like a secret agent, that I'm there to learn their native language and steal their water and steal their land. Like all this crazy stuff.
Crazy conspiracy type things.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, so like the American embassy started they took note of me. And I think I really realized that it was crazy when I got invited to the 4th of July party at the American embassy.
Really?
Yeah, like the Paraguayan president was there.
Wow.
And the amount of selfies he was taking was on par with me. Like people were as interested in meeting me and taking a selfie with me as they were the freaking president of the country. Which and we're talking like Americans too.
Yeah, that's
people
wild.
that work at the embassy. And my head I was just like, I'm living in a Black Mirror episode. Like is this real life? Like this is so bizarre.
That is crazy to think about that. Now, whenever you have like this, like, I mean, I guess we could still call it like new fame almost, but like you're doing all this shit and like you're meeting all these people. Like, do you have like are you like starting to like structure a long-term plan almost? I mean,
not really. I was just kind of living in the moment.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because I feel like people that do, the YouTube stuff, just from my interpretation of it, it's like, how long can you do it? And like, how long could it be as irrelevant as it is?
Yeah.
It's like, do you want to, it's almost like people that like, are in professional sports. They want to set up like something after where they could like, make money from it. Now, what's like your ideas as far as like you're standing next to the fucking president of this country.
I met him. He was cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy.
I went up and I talked to him. He started talking to me in like perfect English. The dude speaks perfect English. Like,
and he knew who you were.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Wow.
It's not all from Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. It's the number one reason that people know me.
TV?
WhatsApp. WhatsApp is not big here in the States, but that's the most used app on the planet.
That's what I used to talk to my wife whenever she was in Chile.
Okay.
But I mean, like, do you build like profiles on there?
No, what people just pass around your videos. They download them from whatever social media, and everyone's in big group chats. And they just pass videos around, and they put them on their statuses.
Okay.
Which is like this, pretty much the same as Instagram with like the link to the video. So I've literally been walking through the streets of the capital, Asuncion, and I've crossed paths with Peace Corps people, which are Americans, and they're like, "You're that dude from WhatsApp." Like, what? The dude from WhatsApp? Like, yeah, the dude from WhatsApp that does the videos. Like, it's like, oh my god, like WhatsApp really is what makes this like the fuel that feeds this fire.
Because basically, for people that are listening, what like that is an app that lets you text and send.
It's the way basically like 90% of the rest of the world communicates. Yeah,
that's.
I think China has their own version of WhatsApp.
Huh. That is wild.
Yeah.
So and whenever you're at this 4th of July party, like what year is this? Is this past year?
This was in 18. Yeah,
okay.
18.
And I mean, like, what is your mindset like at this point right now?
It was really overwhelming.
Yeah. And I mean,
'cause I don't know these people, but they know me as like freaky.
And like, do you like kind of like come up with ideas as far as like what you want to do as far as like making content and like keeping that like pushing forward? Like,
I mean, I always just wanted to do travel. I never wanted to be like a personality.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because honestly, it makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now I'm like part of this group of guys that do the same thing. They're way more comfortable in front of the camera. They're entertainers.
Yeah.
I'm not an entertainer.
Yeah.
I accidentally like kind of became one just because.
And adapted to it.
Yeah, so like like I got a little bit more comfortable like being on TV and stuff and being like quote unquote a personality. So like I was telling you earlier, we're talking about the drink, tereré.
Yeah.
That all Paraguayans drink at all hours of the day. My buddy, the gringo in Argentina, he was trying to explain this difference between the way Argentinians drink yerba mate and the way Paraguayans drink yerba mate. Argentinians drink it hot.
Okay.
They drink it like coffee.
Yeah.
No matter what the weather. Paraguayans drink tereré cold, ice cold, almost no matter what the weather. They have winter for like literally 2 weeks a year. So
does it snow down there?
Oh no, it get like
okay. I didn't think so.
It gets down to like 49 at the lowest, but yeah. So I started to get a little more comfortable in front of the camera, and my buddy was explaining to his buddy the difference between yerba mate in Argentina and yerba mate in Paraguay, and he said it's called tereré, and his buddy was like tereré. That kind of sounds like "Hey Baby." Remember that song from 2007, Hurricane Chris?
Yeah.
Like one hit wonder. Like his music video looked like it was filmed on a flip phone.
For sure.
But it has like a gazillion views on YouTube. He was like, "Yeah, Chad, we should do a parody of Hey Baby." I was like, "Oh, that's an interesting idea."
Yeah.
And then like he probably mentioned that to me in October of 2018. And yeah, this year it was in I think February. He came and visited Paraguay, and like our social media just blew up because he was very famous in Argentina already, and he already had a good Paraguayan following. So him being there was like an event. So him and I went to like all these TV shows together, and I got I had done a parody video already with a big music producer in Paraguay. He literally did it for free. The dude's awesome. Like he did it basically in exchange for Instagram story shout outs.
Yeah.
Like that was the payment.
What was the first parody?
It was the song, it's called Te Bote Remix. Probably never heard of it, but it's one of the most streamed songs in the history of music. It's got billions and billions of streams on YouTube and on Spotify and on all platforms.
Wow.
Because it's
where's the artist
have you heard of Bad Bunny?
No.
Bad Bunny is one of the biggest Latin artists right now. He's one of the top 5, I think, most streamed artists on the planet in any genre.
What kind of genre is it?
It's Latin trap.
Okay.
Latin trap, Latin or reggaeton.
Yeah.
This was a trap song, so it's like it's pretty hood. It's like, but they say like la canción pega, se pega, like it slaps basically.
Yeah, it slaps.
In Spanish, yeah. Like this song was everywhere. No matter if you didn't even listen to the genre, you're going to hear this song in the streets anywhere. So I remixed this song with a girl who's a singer down in Paraguay.
Yeah.
We did it in the native language. So like no one does anything like that. No one does music. Well, they do music in the native language, but it's like Paraguayan polka.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Pittsburgh polka, but in Guarani.
Yeah.
So no one's like rapping or doing reggaeton or trap in Guarani. And then this like American dude is going to come down and do a song in it, like in this language. Like that blew up. And we had the song really professionally done, really professionally edited. If you want to see it, it's on my Facebook, YouTube. You can look up Te Bote, T-E-B, 2 words, T-E space B-O-T-E in Guarani, G-U-A-R-A-N-I. I'm dressed up as like the rapper.
Yeah.
He's got like he's Puerto Rican. I love him. A lot of people hate him. He's a very polarizing figure, but I think he's sick.
What's the artist's name?
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny. That's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Bad Bunny. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, he dressed up as a bunny when he was like 6 years old for Halloween, and apparently it's stuck. Yeah. So
And that thing blew up.
that blew up, and then when my buddy came, we did the Tereré song, and we filmed it like all over the city.
Now, wait. Was Hurricane Chris like? Was he like relevant over there?
No one
I
has
was gonna
ever.
say.
No, they don't listen. They don't really get rap music.
Yeah.
They don't really get American hip hop.
Now,
No.
let me put a pin in what we were talking about. As far as like our artists and everything over here, like how much overflow does that get? Like over there, like have
pop music gets over.
Okay.
Gets over there.
Okay.
But they don't listen to a lot of hip hop.
like whenever you were over there, were you like was Mac Miller type people?
Well, Mac Miller is more known there for Ariana Grande.
Oh, okay.
However,
that makes sense.
Wiz Khalifa is well known.
Oh, okay.
The most famous person from Pittsburgh in history, worldwide, is Wiz Khalifa.
Really?
Hands down.
Wow.
They're people down. They have no idea who Sidney Crosby is. They have no idea who Ben Roethlisberger is.
Yeah, I guess it's a good point because he also had like one of the biggest pop songs of all time.
Yeah.
Like that "See You Again." Like
That
was
also.
that was like I think they said that went like diamond or something.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess he does have a lot of relevant things to be able to like have him spiderweb his name out.
Yeah.
But that's interesting to know. I was always curious as far as like people like Mac Miller, but
People know Mac Miller, not as much as Wiz.
Yeah, but
they knew him more as Ariana Grande's boyfriend, unfortunately.
yeah,
But
that's
they
understandable.
did know him. Yeah.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
But pop music definitely gets over there.
Yeah. So rap, they don't listen to a lot of rap in Paraguay. In other countries they do.
Yeah.
They listen to it more. I mean, you can find a hip hop bar or club
That's playing something like
in
that.
the city, yeah, and like kind of like a
No Hurricane Chris though.
no, you're not going to hear that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was like brand new to them. They thought it was original, but we put parody
Yeah.
in the title. Although the song came out super professional and like it sounded really good.
I listened to it. It does
Yeah.
sound good.
Like he's the dude who produced it is a freaking pro. He's like a Paraguayan legend.
Yeah.
He's probably the biggest urban artist in Paraguay.
That's pretty
And
sick.
he's also the best producer. So he was just so cool to do that.
And you said that this song got picked up and was being played on the radio.
It's played on the radio all the time.
That is wild.
The music video is actually good. Like
I was
I would say we
surprised.
did a pretty decent job with it.
I was surprised because I didn't know what to expect. I just knew that it was going to be a parody of, the A Bebe song. And then
Yeah.
I watched it and I was like, wow, like this really does like go along with it all.
Yeah, so I did the first verse half in English because
Yeah.
I wanted to make it appeal a little bit more to the outside world.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have 3 languages in the song. There's English, Spanish, and Guarani. We've got a little bit of Guarani thrown in there, and people love it. Like they love it. Like
And that thing, like how quick did that get picked up?
that was immediately viral.
Wow.
Immediately, especially because we filmed part of the video in the lake town that's outside the city where everyone goes in the summertime,
Yeah.
which is like an amazing place. I call it the Tulum of Paraguay.
Okay.
Because it's like these awesome bars and like a bamboo area. There's trees everywhere. The party scene is freaking insane. Like there's outdoor clubs with Vegas style laser beams going on.
Oh shit.
There's bungee jumping into the club. Like it's lawless. It's crazy. Like I can't really go anymore because
take a parachute
my
in the
girlfriend's
club?
not into that scene, but
That's all right.
it's a really fun place. So we filmed some of the video there during the day, and there's like, I don't know, 50 kids jumping around in the video. I don't know if you saw that part of the video.
Yeah.
So it got shared really fast. It got shared more on WhatsApp.
That's crazy
yeah.
that that's such a big thing, the WhatsApp. Just because, like, you know, I mean, I don't know anything about it. A lot of people that are from America don't know shit about
unfortunately, it's not like I feel like they're gonna make it like a social media platform where you can have a profile and stuff.
it. Yeah.
I wish they did because that would be my biggest social media outlet.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, you doing this video and things like that, like, I mean, is this movie gaining you like monetary value? Like, are you getting money for this?
No, because they're parodies.
Okay, that's what I figured.
We were really worried about copyright issues. I have copyright issues with the first one that I did
Yeah.
because that song is so popular. Like I said, it's got billions of streams,
Yeah.
billions of YouTube views. It's insane. Some of these Latin artists like Bad Bunny, J Balvin, Daddy Yankee, they shatter records for music.
You already
I think
know
the only
I know
one
who
that
Daddy
I think the
Yankee
only
is.
people that compete are like Bieber and Lady Gaga.
That's crazy. But you didn't run into like copyright shit with the A Bebe song?
No,
Oh, wow.
I think it's because we have parody in the title,
Yeah.
and the producer he took out a few parts of the main beat.
Yeah, to like alter it.
Yeah,
Okay.
just a little bit.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and maybe the fact that it's in a different language.
I guess that's a good
picked
point
up as
too.
much.
Now, what is and this song came out in February, you said?
It was maybe later. Maybe it was like actually, it might have been later. It might have been like April.
Okay, so even earlier in the
April,
year.
May, yeah.
Now, like, what is like how many views has this thing got?
On
Like streams, even.
on YouTube or on Facebook, it's got over 500,000. I actually thought I was gonna get more on Facebook. It's actually uploaded to my buddy's YouTube channel, and it's got a couple 100,000.
Now, what's the difference as far as like
It's on Spotify too. If you want to look it up.
like why are you like why do you choose to post to Facebook rather than YouTube, or like what are the ideas behind that?
So the reason behind that is number one, the power of the share button.
Yeah.
People are more likely to share on Facebook.
Oh, that's a good point. I never
And-
even thought about that.
Yeah, and Facebook. I'm sure you've like fallen out of love with Facebook. Like it's
I
a
would delete
garbage.
it in a second.
It's a dumpster fire.
Yeah, I would
It's
delete
just-
it in a second
Yeah,
if I didn't
it's just
have
people
this shit.
angry, yelling about politics and whatever.
Just throwing their
negativity.
ridiculous opinions and like it's just crazy.
Yeah. So I guess Facebook realized that this is what was happening.
Yeah.
And that YouTube was starting to like really take over. So Facebook made their videos way more valuable as far as monetization goes. They're worth,
Okay.
Facebook ads are worth 1.5 or 2 times that of YouTube.
Wow.
So you can make a lot more money on Facebook.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I always like, because, you know, that now I feel like that just happened in the last, few years?
I think less than a year and a half.
Yeah, because I remember there never being anyone having videos on Facebook, but then like all of a sudden you see like artists premiering shit on there,
Yeah.
and I never really understood it because I never got too big into like the analytics and shit of it.
Yeah. And so these 3 other guys who are, one's the Gringo in Mexico, the Gringo in Peru, and the Gringo in Argentina. And we share a Facebook page called Los Gringos TV. And yeah, it kind of started out as just us kind of promoting ourselves and our content and our countries, and we were just like this is stupid. We have more power than that. Like we can do something better with that. So basically we're trying to be a bridge between regular Americans like us 4 and the rest of Latin America, because I think there's a real disconnect between your average American and Latin culture.
I know nothing about it, but everything interests me of it.
Yeah, it's just everything kind of gets lumped in with Mexico.
Yeah, and it's true. Like I absolutely, think of it all as one kind of, but
yeah, and it's even in Central America where you're dealing with like tiny little countries that are all in a line.
it's all different.
They're all so different.
Yeah.
The culture's different. The food's different.
I bet. How now? That's another thing. Like, how is that? Like, where's your favorite food been?
Wow. Mexico's the best.
Yeah.
I don't think the only country that can compete with Mexico is Peru.
Now, are you kind of an adventurous person as far as like trying new things and?
Kinda.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be eating like a cockroach or a scorpion. No, that's just no. I will be throwing up before it actually like lands on my tongue. You know? Like I'm not that adventurous.
Okay, that's
Like
understandable.
for me, a bit like eating octopus would be like a big deal.
Oh, okay.
Eating like an alligator.
That makes sense. I mean, some people are wild. Some people eat a fucking brain.
Yeah, food in Paraguay is actually incredible.
Really?
Unbelievable. If I were to do I've been to every country in Latin America except Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
And Haiti. You can count Haiti even though they speak French. But the best food, I would say Mexico is probably number one. Just overall best. Peru number two, because Peru's got like just the best meat, the best pasta. They have Japanese influence.
Yeah.
And they're right on the Pacific Ocean, so they have great seafood. Ceviche is from Peru.
Yeah.
And you can get Japanese fusion meals, and it's all so
Pretty
good.
interesting.
Yeah. In Paraguay is basically the origin of food in the entire region. If you were to include like southern Brazil, Uruguay, and Argentina.
Yeah.
And like eastern Bolivia. Because Asuncion is where the Spanish settled. They call it the mother of all cities because it was the first founded city in the area. So the food culture basically comes from the Spanish combining with the native Guarani people. So Paraguayan food is a mix between Guarani culture and Spanish culture, and that spread throughout the area. Although Argentinians get all the credit for having like the best meat and the best barbecue and all that, that's all Paraguayan food. It's all Paraguayan food rebranded over hundreds of years.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah. So Argentina's famous for their barbecue. That barbecue originates in Paraguay. And I've actually done videos with a famous Paraguayan chef who like his job, he's an amazing chef and he's got a really famous restaurant there. And his job is to basically defend Paraguayan culture and their gastronomic. Is that a word? I'm thinking of the word in Spanish. Gastronomía. Their cultura gastronómica in Paraguay. So Argentinians take a lot of Paraguayan food and rebrand it as if it's like recently been discovered.
Yeah.
And they take the licensing and all that. And he basically is on a mission to defend Paraguayan culture and the real
It's
truth behind
understandable.
it. Yeah. So if I were to do a ranking, I'd put Mexico number one, Peru number two, Paraguay number three. Number four, maybe Colombia.
Okay.
Maybe Colombia.
That makes sense.
Have you eaten arepas?
Arepas, yes.
Arepas come from Colombia and Venezuela.
There's
actually a decent Colombian. I filmed the video at the Colombian spot in the south side.
What's it called?
The Colombian spot.
Oh, it's called that?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I don't know what you're talking about then.
It's right on the south side. It's close to Fatheads. It's on that side of the street.
And it's just called the Colombian spot?
The Colombian spot.
I got to look it up.
They're really cool, really nice.
I like
great
going
food.
and trying different shit, different cultures. Like I'm pretty, I'm pretty open to eat whatever and like
Same,
try different things. And but it's always interesting to see the different ways things are made and shit.
Yeah. I've seen a couple a couple Venezuelan food trucks as well.
Yeah, there's also a place called Cilantro something. It's a Venezuelan place down there. It's like down towards where the Goodwill is.
Okay.
But that just opened recently, I think. But what did I want to ask you? Oh, so as you're going through and you're traveling all this shit, like, are you like, do you have like any like side goals as far as like, trying like, I'm a big coffee guy. Like I would be like going and trying different like coffees and shit like that anywhere I go. Like, do you have any like things that you're like a big fan of that you were like kind of like trying from all different places? As far as like whether it be like a drink or a food,
probably beer.
Okay, yeah. Well, that makes sense. I didn't even think about that because I don't drink too much, but that's a good point. Now, what's that like around different areas? Like,
it depends. I mean, Paraguay actually has a pretty big gastro pub kind of microbrewery scene, just randomly blown up out of the middle of nowhere.
Really?
There's a handful of places now. Where you said you were just in Oregon.
Yeah.
You might feel like you're in Portland, Oregon, but actually you're in Asunción, Paraguay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
That's cool, though.
Really good beers. Argentina has a really good kind of gastropub scene. Brazil, because it's just so freaking big. They have everything. Brazil's like the United States.
That's probably what would be like the most interesting thing to me.
Yeah.
Like I like to see how how things are made differently in different places. And that's pretty wild to think about. Like just being in that many places at or being in that many places in that short amount of time, relatively short, I would guess. But
I would say the most standard Latin American general food that you can get just about anywhere, empanadas.
Okay, yeah.
And they make them differently everywhere.
Yeah.
Argentina is really famous for their empanadas. I think they bake them more than they fry them. So good. Paraguayan empanadas are fried often, and they're a little bit on the larger side. Same as in Colombia.
Now, have you ever had any experience like I talked about that Ari Shafir guy? As he travels, like he would do these podcasts and talk about like during his travels, he would like get sick as far as whether it be like food, water, anything like that. He would just start shitting and puking different places. Like, has that happened to you?
Oh yeah. So, well, now I'm at the point where I don't get sick from anything. Like my stomach's a steel trap.
Oh, I bet.
So it became that way because after my trip to Cuba. Unfortunately, like Cuba is a very interesting place. It's probably the safest country in Latin America.
Yeah,
they have almost no crime. When I was there, Obama was in office.
Yeah,
he was coming towards the end of his presidency. But they loved Obama, and they were really like super pro-American. People would come up to you on the street and they'd be like, "Hello, my friend. Where are you from?" The U.S. Oh my God, give me a hug. Like the nicest people in the world. They would like welcome you into their house.
Almost like you were a spectacle.
Uh-huh.
Well, wasn't there
but their food is horrible because they don't have anything.
Yeah. And they got to just make what they can get by.
I had kids come up to me, little kids in the street. Like everyone's like in good spirits. Like everyone's like pretty positive. Everyone in Cuba is like equally poor. Like it's poverty. It's not extreme poverty.
Yeah, but it's
poverty. But everyone's kind of the same.
So it kind of levels everyone out.
Yeah. But these kids came up to me and they were showing me like, their ration cards, how much bread they could eat that day.
Really?
They're like, you have to show this to Obama. We have to change this. You have to show this to him. Please show him to this.
Now,
we're hungry.
Weren't the borders closed? Weren't they recently like lifted?
Yeah, but then I think Trump closed it again.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Now, what is that like over there? Like you being from America, like do you hear a lot of like opinions about like Trump and everything?
I wasn't there when Obama was still in office.
Oh, okay. So that's a good point. Yeah, never mind.
So and I left literally the day before Obama actually visited the island, which is like the biggest deal of all time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they were like super pro-American at this moment.
Yeah.
They were thinking the embargo was going to be lifted, and
yeah, I swear I remember seeing it.
The travel ban was kind of like lightened. I was technically like visiting illegally.
Yeah,
but they don't really care. Once you get to the airport, they're just like, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, but going back to like you like having different things and like being sick in different places.
Oh, the food, they just don't have anything. Like everything is ham and cheese.
Yeah.
And we're talking like you walk down the street and you'll just see meat laying in the sidewalk, and there's like flies around it, like stray dogs coming up to it.
Yeah.
I got so sick in Cuba. Every 3 days I was like violently ill.
Wow.
Violently ill. Just projectile puking. And also at this time they were having a scare about, I think it was wasn't SARS. What was the mosquito bite?
Malaria?
thing? No,
West Nile?
I can't remember what it was. But everyone's like, you probably have this virus. I can't remember if it was SARS or West Nile or what it was. But anyways,
Zika.
Zika. It was
That's
Zika.
it. Zika virus. That's it.
Zika was like the biggest like fear mongering thing of all time. So they're fumigating every single day in Havana, Cuba, with these freaking. They look like snow blowers that were built out of like old rusty car parts, and they're coming into these houses and blowing this green smoke every morning.
Jeez.
So there was one day my buddy and I was traveling with a buddy. We woke up like we felt so sick and disoriented. We felt like really drugged out, like as if we had just woken up from a surgery or something. We were like just in this haze, and there's just like this green smoke all around us. They had fumigated like the house we were staying at, and we were just asleep.
Know. Jesus.
So obviously we're gonna get sick from that. Like, and God knows what they were spraying. Like,
yeah, right. That's insane.
Because like you should just, I could show you a picture of the things they were using. I'm telling you, they look like a leaf blower or a snow blower built out of.
Now, did you have any experience with like getting like any medical treatment as you were traveling anywhere? Like, what was that like?
Let's see. I did get sick. So yeah, I was really sick the whole like most of the time I was in Cuba for a month.
Yeah.
And I would say every 3 days I got really sick. And but that was in 2016. Fast forward to, I also got really sick in Bolivia.
Okay.
Every time I've been to Bolivia twice, and every time I got really sick. So the second time I was in Bolivia, right before going to Paraguay, I got violently ill again. Right before I had to get on the bus to go to Paraguay.
What do you think it's from? Like food, or
it's just being unsanitary.
Yeah, I guess that would make
unsanitary sense. food preparation methods.
I guess that's a good point.
Meat,
yeah,
just overall dirtiness.
Yeah,
and like I got to Paraguay and I was really sick when I got to Paraguay, and I had to get treated there. I remember going to the doctor's office. They gave me some sort of thermometer. I thought, and I immediately, it looked like a thermometer that you put on your tongue.
Yeah.
So I immediately just like stuck it in my mouth under my tongue. It was one that they reused to like put under people's like armpits.
Oh my God.
I was with the mother from the family and the daughter. They just started like bawling, laughing. Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
They gave me some meds and I was okay. And after that, I don't think I've been sick like that since. Like ever since I got really sick in Bolivia and got to Paraguay.
That's pretty interesting.
I was fine.
That's an interesting aspect of it all, is like traveling and like being sick and like getting, dealing with it, not knowing like what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's pretty wild to think about.
Yeah. If you ever talked to anyone who's been to India, everybody says you immediately get like violent.
Yeah, that's what the Ari Shafir,
diarrhea.
he traveled all these places, and that's why I was asking, because he was saying that like he was like, oh yeah, like violently ill, like cannot,
like no matter what, even
literally
if you're,
shitting,
even if you're staying in a
days.
5-star restaurant.
Yeah, and that's what he says.
5-star hotel.
It all just kind of like boils down to it being not as fucking regulated and as sanitary and everything like that.
Just different germs from a different part of the world.
That you're just
your body's
not
never been exposed to.
That's a good point. That's wild to think about. Now, so as this is all coming to be where it is, like where did it go from then? It's like you come back here, and or like where is your home right now? Like where are you living most of the time?
Home is well, I was kind of over the whole fame thing, and it was getting pretty freaky to be in Paraguay all the time.
Yeah.
I was kind of ready to leave. I met my girlfriend who's Paraguayan. She's a TV and radio host down there. Okay. So I met her at a big TV birthday party from the mutual friend, and we both kind of decided that we wanted to kind of do the travel couple thing, but kind of do our separate things at the same time. Yeah. So she actually quit her job on TV and on the radio, and we started traveling around together. We got a bunch of sponsors. Got flights covered and got paid gigs to do promotional videos and travel videos, traveling the last. I think we started. I think we left like April 1st ish.
Okay.
We went together this year. We went to Argentina, Chile, Spain, Portugal, back to Brazil for a month for the Copa America, which is basically the tournament of all the South American teams, which is a part of FIFA.
Yeah.
So we were doing social media for that, which is an awesome experience. I don't know if you know who Messi is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got to
Lionel Messi?
Yeah, I got to see Argentina play against Brazil in Brazil. That was probably the coolest sporting event I've ever been to.
So my buddy was in France whenever the women's team was playing and stuff like that, and he said that soccer, American football, or I mean football, whatever, however you call it.
We call it soccer.
Yeah, okay, we call it soccer. But he said it was like the most insane sporting event he's ever attended.
Even
in his entire life.
Even a girls' game.
It's just like. I mean, you ever see, like, are you a movie guy at all?
A little bit, yeah.
Have you ever seen Green Street Hooligans?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like soccer other places in the world is like just insane. And like, I couldn't even imagine it because like we go to a Steelers game and like Steelers is like one of America's teams.
Yeah.
And, you think it's crazy to go there, but aren't those games like,
it's totally different.
Yeah,
like
just
NFL game, there's not. I wish it was like that, but we
Yeah.
don't have songs. We don't have songs that we're chanting the entire game.
That's insane.
It's like so
you could
cool.
hear over the announcers
Oh my
and
God.
shit.
The Brazil versus Argentina game was the most epic thing I've ever been to. I think I've never been somewhere so loud. It was a stadium that seats I think 85,000. It was pretty big, really famous.
Jam packed.
Yeah, and those two countries despise each other.
Ugh.
This is decades and decades of
Rivalries.
soccer rivalry. Yeah, two powerhouses, two of the best countries in the world for soccer, and they have some of the best players. Brazil has Neymar Jr.
Yeah.
and who's actually hurt for that game, unfortunately. And Messi is like a god. He's like a Sidney Crosby.
Yeah, I don't know
Alex
shit
Ovechkin.
about soccer, but I know who that is.
So basically, the Ovechkin and Crosby of soccer are Ronaldo and Messi. Ronaldo would be Ovechkin because he's just a pure goal scorer.
Yeah.
Messi would be Crosby because he's just a playmaker who makes all of his teammates better.
Yeah.
Like, both of them do. But that game was crazy. And I don't know if you know who Diego Maradona is.
Yeah, Maradona, yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the most famous soccer players of all time. He's also a full-fledged psychopath, drug addict, like
Really?
open cokehead, like bringing hookers to games.
He still plays?
No,
okay.
but he goes to the Argentine games.
So
He
he's
just
like
makes a fool of himself in
Yeah.
the stands.
Wow.
And he's just like a giant character. So one of the chants at the Brazil Argentina game was amazing. They're basically chanting Pele was basically their best player from back in the day. Pele and Maradona were the biggest rivalry. So it's basically saying Pele is better than Maradona. Maradona is a chegador, which is like in Portuguese that means like he's like sniffing coke. It's like the song is so good, you should look it up. That song slaps. So it's like soy Pele, Maradona chegador. So like I'm Pele. Maradona's a drug addict. Like whatever.
Wow.
And to hear like 85,000 people
just
chanting that
together.
at the top of their lungs was like,
Wow.
I get goosebumps right now thinking about it. It was so epic.
Yeah, that got to be an intense, just like a powerful experience.
Yeah, and Brazil ended up winning.
Now, what's like a ticket cost to like one of those matches?
I don't know. Luckily, we were working.
Yeah, I assume
event,
you
so
were.
we got
But
everything comped,
like, is it like equivalent to like hundreds of dollars still?
It would be more than going to a Steeler playoff game, I think.
Okay. That's a good way to like kind of just put it in the ballpark of it.
Yeah, if it's Argentina versus Brazil, that's probably the most expensive game you're going to get.
Yeah, I had no idea. That's pretty interesting.
Or the
to
championship
think about.
game too. The championship game was insane because we were basically the equivalent of being on the 50-yard line, like
Oh, really?
maybe like 6 rows back. It was so sick. Like Messi was like
Yeah, like
pretty
once
close.
in a
He was
lifetime
right
type
there.
shit.
Yeah, they had an opening act. They had basically the most famous Brazilian pop star open the game. Her name is Anitta.
That's cool.
If you look her up on Instagram, Anitta, she's a great follow. She's got a couple songs with like Major Lazer, Diplo. I don't know if you know.
Oh yeah, I know they are. Wow, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, so we did that for a month in Brazil. Then we bounced over to Mexico. Yeah, then we were in Mexico for a bit. We were doing publicity for, it's called Xcaret Park, which has a bunch of like sister amusement parks all over.
Okay.
The Playa del Carmen, Tulum, Cancun area, which is actually Disney's biggest competition.
Really?
Yeah. So we were doing publicity for them. And then from there, we went to Puerto Rico. In Puerto Rico for a week. And at this point, we were just like, as they say in Spanish, like, hecho puta. Like, just, we were just a disaster.
Yeah.
Just like, I'm like feeling very unhealthy. I looked at my like feet one day and my ankles were completely swollen.
Oh, wow.
Just like from eating unhealthy, from being on the road for so long.
Yeah.
Sleeping in weird places. And I was just like, we got to go. Let's go back to Pittsburgh, like visit my family for a bit and just like regroup.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've been home for a little bit.
And that's current time right now.
Current time right now.
When did you get back here?
I got back like 6 or 7 weeks ago.
And how did you even come across the Coco podcast? Or
yeah, I came across your podcast like 4 days ago.
Yeah, because you hit me up and I was like, I saw a blue check mark and I was like, I clicked on your profile and I was like, holy shit. And then it was all in Spanish and I was like trying to have, my wife majored in Spanish up at IUP and, I wouldn't say she was like, fluent, but she definitely knew a good bit. And I was like, you got to kind of decipher some of this for me.
I don't understand why the translation button isn't popping up.
Maybe I'm just not looking. We'll look after this.
App.
We'll look after this. But, and I was just like, I was looking at it and it looked like you traveled everywhere. I saw you were going to different soccer matches. I saw you were like doing different things. And like, you seem to have like an interesting story. I mean, like a dude from Pittsburgh that's like spread this far, all over the world. Like I'm sure you did cool shit, saw cool shit, and I was thankful you hit me up and wanted to talk to me about it.
Yeah, man. Coming across the podcast was pretty crazy because Coco, she's from Mount Lebanon.
Yeah.
I think she was a freshman when I was a senior. Maybe she was in 8th grade.
Yeah, I think she's like 26.
Yeah. So I just knew of her.
Yeah.
I actually went to a dance with her sister when I was in 9th grade. That was actually when right before I moved to Pittsburgh, and I don't know why. I don't know why I went with her. Like my friends like set her up with her, and I just remember getting like made fun of so bad because I didn't even close the deal for a kiss afterwards. And then I don't think I ever talked to her again after that, and it was just awkward. But yeah, I came across the podcast from that, and then I started listening to more episodes. I've been working a couple random jobs while I've been home. Like I help with my dad's family business from time to time while I'm home. But I have another buddy who runs a very interesting, it's his side gig that's turned into kind of his full-time gig because it's so successful.
Yeah.
He runs basically like it's a body retrieval and delivery service as like a third party for funeral homes.
Really?
So he's like, hey Chad, like you want another part-time job, make a little extra cash?
What's it called?
I can't really say it.
Okay, that's fine.
But basically what it is
it like that Core? Like, do you know what that is? Core?
Oh, I've been there a bunch of times. But no, Core is for donating organs.
Yeah, it's like organ retrieval. Oh, so this is like, you're getting, is it like sunshine
like I told you
type?
I told you I was out till 4 o'clock in the morning last night.
Yeah.
It's because I got a call in Shadyside to retrieve a dead body. It's the same guy who was always like stuck in these situations, but he had an emergency call because he had a house call there was just like really tight quarters, and it was like we weren't gonna be able to fit the stretcher into the elevator, and it's a big ordeal. So I get a call that I have to run to Shadyside at like 3 o'clock in the morning. So I go help remove this dead body last night, and this is the first time I've had it like just a guy laying on the floor.
Yeah.
Like it looked like a movie.
Yeah.
Like I'm probably like 25 bodies deep now. That was the first one that was just like laying on the floor face up. It was pretty creepy. Yeah, I started listening to your podcast through Coco, and the other night I was out really late again, probably 2 o'clock in the morning, and I started the Demon on Brownsville episode. So I had to go retrieve a body by myself.
Yeah.
which is a lot more difficult.
Yeah, Bobby's an interesting guy.
Yeah, so I'm listening to this story about this haunted house, and it's getting to the part where it's like really, really creepy. And I have to go like enter the garage of this creepy ass funeral home at 2:00 in the morning. It's like kind of a funeral home in a wooded area.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, oh my God, this is why am I listening to this right now? Why am I listening to this right now?
I was afraid to have him in here.
It's in my earphone, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to this, like I'm freaked out. I pull all the way into the garage and like shut the door. I turn every light on in the funeral home.
Yeah.
Then I have to go put this body in the freezer. It's pretty weird. I'm kind of immune to it now, but listening to that podcast at the same time as I was like with a dead body and putting it in a funeral home at 2:00 in the morning was pretty freaky.
Yeah, I mean, I
creeped myself out.
I get creeped out pretty easy, but I love Halloween type shit. I love like going to haunted houses, like haunted houses where people volunteer and work.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Ghost shit scares me beyond belief, and just having him in here. I tried to hit him up last year to do it. Like I tried to hit his dad up, and we just I couldn't get in contact with him. And then this year he did it, and like to have that and listen to his story was wild.
Yeah, I would have probably tried to do that one in a public setting.
Yeah, it was wild, but he's a fantastic guy.
Yeah,
he really was.
His story is insane.
So nonchalant.
Yeah, I actually had a teacher. She was an older woman in high school who had a really famous house story as well, which was very, very similar.
Yeah.
And she would only tell it once a year. I think I had 2 years of school with her, and it was the most fascinating story of all time. Like, there's no reason she would make this up.
Yeah.
She's not the type of woman to make
That's
this up.
exactly my point. Like, why, like, people ask me after they listen to it, I've got probably 25 messages saying like, do you really believe what he said? And I was like, I feel like I'm a good judge of character, and like I could kind of judge if people were just like lying and kind of just like fabricating. But I swear to God, like I felt that everything was genuine. Like, why the fuck would why would people go that in depth to lie about that? And
about something,
especially if his dad was like in politics and stuff like that. Like, if anything, that would make you look crazy. You know what I mean? But regardless, it was an interesting episode.
Yeah. Yeah, I was having flashbacks to that teacher's story. She had some crazy stuff happening. She basically described, she wouldn't tell us where the house was.
Yeah.
But she basically told us that it had a view of the river. That's basically what she said.
Yeah.
And they got the house. It was like an old Victorian type house, and they got it for a very, very low price, like absurdly low.
Yeah.
Because it was haunted.
Wonder why.
Yeah. She had a big yard, and she liked to garden, and she basically had this room where she would just like keep her muddy shoes, and she'd come to put her shoes on, and the laces would be cut. She would have cuts on shoelaces each time she came in, and she would go out to the garden to garden, and there would be plants with just fine cuts of leaves, just in like 200 pieces spread around the floor.
Jeez.
And yeah, stuff like that.
I'm out. You know what I mean? Like Bobby lived in that house for like 15 years. I'm out.
Yeah. She said her son would just be she would wake up and her son would be standing next to her in the bed, like blue in the face with his nose bleeding, like unable to speak.
Out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Insane stuff.
I feel like my heart would explode if I had that experience. Like if I seen, Bobby talked about the first time he saw something in that house, he was laying in his bed and like some like almost looks like he described it as like them things you see at Spencer's, that ball you put your hand on and like you see that electric current. He said it looked like something was jumping towards him that looked like that. Bro.
Yeah, they never...
Wouldn't go in that house again.
She never said she saw anything, and her husband lost his mind because he couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
So he would like sit downstairs with a freaking shotgun, waiting for someone to come.
Yeah, that's insane to me.
Yeah, they got the did the exorcism and all that. She was working at a hospital at the time, and one day they found they had a dog. Their dog was found at the hospital, like pressed up against like the glass. To get in the door, shivering, scared out of its mind, like 2 miles away from the house.
Yeah, that's insane, dude.
Yeah, so they have most of the problems were coming from one specific staircase in the house, and they realized that something was under that. So they broke They broke the bottom of the staircase and they found a hidden room. Like that seems to be the common theme.
Yeah.
There's a hidden room, just like a mudded steps down to just like a muddy basement. And then they found a doorway that led to a room with nothing in it but a rocking chair, holes filling the entire walls. And all the holes in the wall, these little holes in the walls, had rolled up newspaper articles. And all the newspaper articles were like murder and just like stuff about all these killings going on like in the 1910s or something.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then they had an exorcism, and then she said like the house started to shake. And they heard like screams, and it is insane. It scared the shit out of us, all the kids.
Oh, 100%. I mean, like, but
I was in 9th grade, I think.
I'm the type of dude that, like, you know, I watch like that Paranormal Activity, knowing damn right well that was going to keep me up at night.
Yeah.
But you know, if I saw something like that, I wouldn't know what to do. But anyway, like
it's a sweet old lady. There's no reason for her to make the story
exactly
up.
like
no reason.
I don't know. Got to be all these accounts that are out there in the world, like. Someone got to be telling the truth about it. You know what I mean? But I mean, so you're getting these dead bodies and you're just listening to this?
Yeah, that was a bad idea.
That's all right.
Bad idea to put that episode on, but I'm okay. I'm okay.
And I mean, we don't have to get too deep into what that whole job is, but I mean, you basically get bodies and you take them to funeral homes?
Yeah, that's basically
Wow.
it.
It's an interesting job.
House calls are a little bit more intense because they're people that just died like a couple hours ago, and a lot of times it's a little tricky to get them out of the house, especially here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
it's so hilly.
Yeah,
there's a lot of stairs.
That's true.
A lot of these.
Is it just you?
If you're alone, it's very hard.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I'm sure sometimes you're there, but I mean, it's usually you sometimes.
With house calls, it's usually 2 people.
Okay,
because it's just way easier with 2. With one person, it can get real tricky.
Doesn't matter how big someone is, like to be able to manipulate a dead like
and when you get stairs involved, it's messed up.
It's wild.
Yeah, so
just makes me think of Stanley from The Office just sliding down the steps in the one episode.
Oh, amazing. Yeah. So he was basically like, just go try it once. If you like it, you can keep doing it. I'll just every time you're up on the list, I'll call you and you can go retrieve a body.
That's wild. So that's what you do now for a time being.
For another week, and then I'm traveling. I'm starting to travel again with my girlfriend.
Where are you guys gonna go?
Back to Mexico. Mexico is incredible. Mexico is not just Cancun and the beach.
Yeah,
like Central Mexico is so incredible. Mexico City and all the cities surrounding it, just so much history, so much culture, so much to do. Every 5 miles, there's a pyramid. There's a cenote, which is like a natural swimming pool.
Oh, okay.
Waterfalls, whatever, mountains. It's so epic.
Now, do you I'm sure you're fluent now, but like, do you actively like still study, or is it basically just like you're traveling as you're keeping up on your studying?
Right now I'm studying Portuguese.
Okay.
Because Paraguay shares a huge border with Brazil. They're their neighbors. So, and I'm working, I've been doing publicity for a company where 98% of their customers are Brazilians.
Okay.
Because they just come across the border to buy electronics.
Yeah.
So it's really helpful for me and for everybody if I know some Portuguese. I know a little bit. I can understand it.
Yeah.
I can understand Brazilians. I can't understand Portuguese.
Okay.
So there's like 220 million Brazilians in the world, but there's only like 10 Portuguese.
Yeah.
So Brazilian Portuguese is easier to understand. So yeah, and then but yeah, I'm kind of like losing my Spanish being home because I'm talking in English all the time.
Yeah.
My girlfriend doesn't speak English, which is
oh,
an issue.
Really? Yeah.
Which is an issue, and it's
not any of it.
What's that?
Like she doesn't speak it at all. Can she understand it?
If you asked her like, how was your day? She was like, I'm very good.
Okay.
It was long day.
Yeah.
But good. Like,
yeah,
it's my fault because I should be teaching her 24/7.
Yeah.
But I haven't been.
Yeah.
We've just been talking in Spanish, and it's an issue. But she's studying really hard right now on her own, and when we're gonna be back together here in like 10 days. And
she's not here right now.
No, she had to go home.
Okay.
Get a new passport.
Yeah.
Deal with some stuff. See her family, and then we're meeting back up in Mexico.
Okay.
So yeah, we're going to Mexico City. We're gonna do Dia de los Muertos, which is like,
that would be insane.
yeah, it's not like Halloween. It's not like
Yeah.
not necessarily a huge party. It's more of a celebration of dead family members.
Yeah, like if and I know that this is a crude representation,
Uh-huh.
but Coco, the movie,
I actually haven't seen that.
I'm telling you right now.
I heard it's really good though.
I am a Disney aficionado, and
I should
watch
probably
them
watch
all.
that before going.
Dude, my wife will literally just be in tears just watching it because of how like beautiful it is and how she says like, cause like her being in school, like they obviously learned about it and everything like that. She said that it's just like such a great representation of what it is, but you should 1000% watch that.
Yeah.
It is fantastic. And it's just, I mean, Disney does everything so well done, but they use like the real history. They use, I mean, from what I understand, but it's absolutely worth the watch.
Yeah, I definitely want to watch that.
It's good.
Yeah, it should be cool.
That would be a crazy experience.
Yeah,
down
so
there.
apparently most of it goes down in big graveyards, big famous.
Yeah, that's what
graveyards.
That's what happens in the movie. It's like people go and decorate, and they really. It's just my understanding is that it's really just like you said, a celebration of life. It's not necessarily just like people are out getting like fucked up and partying.
No.
It's more like the loved ones. Like this is an actual time to be able to like to pass your your love and memories and like honor that. And it's a beautiful. It's a beautiful idea and it's a beautiful thought that's like a custom there, and that's something as big as it is in a different country. Like us, I mean, I feel terrible about it. It's like I've seen my grandfather's grave like a few times, and every time I go there, it's just like, I don't know. I get more of like an eerie type feeling, you know what I mean? But there, it almost seems like a place of comfort for them. But anyway, that would be a cool
It
experience.
should be cool. I'm excited for that. Then after that, coming full circle, my buddy from high school is marrying that Paraguayan girl.
Oh, really?
And they're getting married in Mexico, in Tulum.
Oh, that would be awesome.
So it's going to be a Pittsburgh Paraguayan wedding. It should be really fun.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited for that.
That sounds like you got some cool shit coming up.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. I should make a video. I should vlog it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Now, as far as like your following, do they have any interest in like where you come from? Like if you did like a vlog here, as far as like,
I did do a vlog here actually.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's you could find it on my Facebook and YouTube. It's when my girlfriend visited. We took her to Mount Washington. The most classic.
Yeah, Yinzer type shit.
Yeah, strip district.
Yeah, strip. You
ever
ever go to Woolies?
Permays in the strip. We went to Kennywood.
Oh yeah,
Her first time ever being on a roller coaster.
Oh wow,
So that was exciting.
Did you ride the new one?
We did all of them. Yeah.
You rode that steel curtain?
Steel curtain. Yeah. We no the penguin or
The
Steelers
Steeler one?
No, they were building that one. It was from last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Man, it's insane.
I heard it's awesome.
It really is awesome. We Kennywood's, I don't know.
I think I'm thinking of the Steel Phantom, right?
You're thinking of there's the Phantom that's over in like Lost Kennywood, and then there's the one where the log jammer was that is the steel curtain, which is Steeler themed.
Yeah,
probably wasn't built by the
we
time
went
you were
for the
there.
Steeler theme one.
That's cool though. I mean, what did she think about it?
She had a great time. She was a little freaked out, but
Yeah.
it was fun. It was really fun. We went with my parents too. So
Now that I'm
We had a great
older,
time.
it's super bizarre to me to like go to these like roller coasters and just see like young high school kids like running these things, and you're like, Jesus.
yeah, my life is in the hands of this.
Yeah,
this
17-year-old.
10th grader,
You know what I mean?
That's definitely freaky.
That's cool though. How did that response get on online? Did you get a good
Pretty
response?
good
on the
actually.
Video?
There was actually an article done. I think it was the Post Gazette.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they did a little article about it. I had a little interview.
That's pretty cool.
I think unfortunately I had used a song in the video that got picked up for copyright infringement.
Okay.
So if you go to the online copy of the Post Gazette article, it doesn't pop up.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's still on the internet, to be honest.
Well, who knows?
Yeah. So after that wedding's going to be awesome. I'm really excited for that. We're heading south to El Salvador. We're going to be doing a little project with the El Salvadorian government, promoting tourism there.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be 7 weeks officially with the government, and then 7 days with the government, and then another 7 days with a travel company. So the country's tiny. It's the size of Massachusetts.
Okay.
So we're going to be basically trying to break stereotypes, because El Salvador has a terrible reputation for MS-13. I don't know if you've heard of that gang.
Yeah.
It's based out of El Salvador.
Oh, okay.
So they're like the most violent street gang on the planet.
Yeah.
So, but the country's beautiful. I've been there. The regular people are so nice, so welcoming. They actually remind me a lot of Paraguayans.
That's pretty cool.
So that's going to be fun. Then we're going to go to Guatemala, and then Honduras. I'm waiting to get confirmation on the project in Honduras, which will actually be with the other Gringos, and we'll be there as a team promoting the country. Just waiting for the confirmation. It's kind of hard to get these Latin American governments to
line up
to not be corrupt for 10 minutes and actually do something productive.
Yeah,
honestly, but that's the plan up until 2020.
That sounds pretty wild.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, do you think there's anything that I didn't cover with you?
I don't know. I had a little list.
Go ahead, take a look at it. I'm curious to know, because
just in case.
Yeah, while I have you here, I might as well make sure that
Just let me see if I missed anything. I think we're good enough.
I
was gonna say something random. I think I said like hashtag Chad Power.
Hashtag Chad Power.
Chad Power, because we're like, we're one of the most discriminated against people in the world right now.
Yeah.
Chads on the internet.
Absolutely.
In the meme world.
It's ridiculous, because my friends know that I don't drink, and like they all drink, and like I'm the guy that's like, they're all like, oh, let's all just go to the bar, and I'm just like, nah, I'll sit here and watch The Office, because I have no desire to be in Southside ever. And
that place is just a black hole.
The only good thing about it is the food. If you are, before you go, you should go to this place called Streets on Carson. It's a restaurant down there, but they base their foods are street foods from around the world. So the chef there, he just won best chef in the city.
Oh, wow.
His name is Matt Christie, and he owns this place called Streets on Carson. They have a menu full of just like, basically what he does is he gets the most popular street foods from all these different areas, and he does his best to recreate them in a respectful way as far as like culture, ingredients.
I would definitely love that.
Yeah. It's fantastic. I'll get you hooked up to go down there, because it's a great place to go. He's actually a sponsor of the podcast.
Awesome.
Because of how much I enjoyed it. I just always talked about it on here, and he hit me up one day. He was like, yo, dude, he was like, can we sponsor you? And I was like, fuck yeah. Like I did it before he even did anything for me, but it was just, it's a great place to go. It's an awesome environment. It's the only place you could go and have like a very great meal, but still like be listening to Tupac and Biggie and like Wu-Tang and shit. So it's pretty sick. It's very, very directed towards like art, and like there's always like local art around on the walls and shit like that. It's just a really cool vibe.
I'll definitely go there before I leave.
But
you said you're a big movie guy, right?
Yeah, I love movies.
Do you remember the movie Three Ninjas?
Oh yeah.
Remember Tum Tum?
Yeah.
His name is Chad Power.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. I wrote that the other night when I messaged you.
Wow.
But I randomly saw that movie on TV, and I just pulled it up on like IMDb.
Yeah.
And I saw that, and I was just like, that's so hilarious.
It's an incredible
awesome
movie.
name. Yeah.
It's an incredible movie. They made them pepper balls with the coffee filters and everything.
Yeah. So
that was one of my favorites back in the day.
Another full circle thing.
Man, you got a pretty interesting life, dude. You definitely
it's random.
It's random, but it's definitely interesting. It's intimidating, I'm sure, but I mean, got to keep going with it.
I love Latin America. I love the culture. I'm fully engulfed. I understand it. And basically, like, part of the mission is to just introduce it to other Americans, other average Americans like me who didn't know anything about it before either.
Yeah. And I'm a perfect example. It's like, I don't know too much about it. The people that listen...
I'll bet you'll be pulling up a map later.
Oh, I definitely will, because, I just... I don't know too many things, and like once I'm interested in things, like I'm prone to learn about things once I get that ball rolling and kind of like get the understanding. But for me to learn online is not as easy as it is for me to be able to like pick someone's brain. You know what I mean? And that's kind of why I started this. It's like I explained to everyone that like I wanted to do I did one like 4 years ago, but there was no one to listen to it, so it just dissolved.
Yeah.
But I'm stuck in my career, you know, like I design piping and shit like that. So that's my life. I design piping. This was a way for me to be able to learn about other things that I was interested in, and you know, learn about them from people that, you know, I'm curating what I could ask people about. So it's a little bit better for me.
It's awesome, and it's really cool to hear interesting stories from Pittsburghers. There's a lot of Pittsburghers doing really cool stuff.
Yeah, really cool stuff
all over the world.
And my goal with this is to not just limit this to Pittsburgh, but I mean, you got to start somewhere, and it's picking up for sure. But I do appreciate it. Now I want to move to the ending segment of this podcast. Okay. I do an ending segment with everyone. It's called Desert Island Questions.
Okay.
Desert Island Questions is where I give each of my guests 3 categories to take with them and use over and over and over again on a desert island until they eventually succumb to their death. So the first category is things to watch on a desert island. You get 3 choices.
You were talking about The Office a lot. That's a show that never gets old.
Yeah, I mean,
do you get to watch the whole series?
I watch
if you're on the island.
Yeah, you can take. I'll let anyone take the whole series of that.
All right, I'll take the whole series of The Office.
Did you start? Are you a podcast listener? Like, usually.
Yeah.
Did you see that Jenna Fisher and Angela Kingsley created The Office Ladies?
That would be. I didn't listen to it yet. I'll definitely listen to that.
It is fantastic.
Oh,
the pilot episode just came out, or the first episode of them. So basically what they do is they watch the episode and they go in order. So they did the pilot, and they basically dissect it, talk about all the cool like little side facts and like little fun facts about it. So if you're a big fan, it's right up your alley.
Yeah, I love The Office. I've seen every episode like 10 times.
Yeah, that just plays while you came in. It was just playing in the. Yeah, I just put it in.
Doesn't get old. Let's see another show. Have you ever heard of the show Party Down?
No. Was it on Netflix?
It was on Stars. That's the only reason it doesn't still exist today.
Okay.
This is the funniest show I've ever seen in my entire life.
Party Down.
Party Down. It's about a catering business in Hollywood with a bunch of starving actors. Basically.
I did hear about that. Wasn't one of the guys that were in that was in that show Crashing, I think?
I think I've never seen the show. I think it's called Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
One of the main guys from that is the main character.
Okay.
And it is so it's very dry. It's very, the humor is similar to The Office.
That's good. Then that's right up my alley.
It's cringy. It's like
Party Down.
Yeah. It's so
You're not the first person that's told me about that. I got to get around to watching that.
I think I've seen every episode of that.
My buddy Billy, he's like I tell people he's like Tank in the Matrix. It's like, you know how Neo will just call and be like, send me this fucking gun room. It's like Billy, I'm just like, Billy, what's good to watch, and he just sends me a whole fucking list of just wild ass shit. Always is telling me about cool stuff to watch.
Well, that's awesome.
So Party Down, The Office.
I'm really into Black Mirror.
Oh, that's good
because a lot of times I feel like I'm living in a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah, I bet. I couldn't even imagine.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've watched a lot of them. I didn't watch all of them, but I've watched a good bit.
Did you see the episode where your entire life is based on your social media ranking?
Yeah, and it's pretty fucking crazy.
That's like happening in China, in parts of China.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like that show is just like they make it seem so bizarre, but it really hits home to a lot.
Oh, that one hit me home hard.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that people sometimes treat other people differently because they have followers is the dumbest, most shallow. It is so stupid. Like, just so you guys know, most of those people with a lot of followers their entire life is fake.
Yeah, fake for
is
sure.
well,
It's because we're looking at a highlight reel. Like your profile is a highlight reel of your life.
Yeah.
You're obviously not going to be posting like the negative, like, oh, I'm in debt up to my ass. Like my shit got stolen. You might post that, but like, everyone has real problems. You could be fighting with your girlfriend, shit like that.
I try to keep it pretty
know.
real on there.
Yeah, and like, I mean, the people that do that, I feel like that authenticity bleeds through, and like people could tell. But if you're just having a great time and that's it, I mean, no one's having a good day every single day of their life.
No, even the luxury travelers, who are traveling from resort to resort, they're still not. You still don't understand the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
Of what it's like, for example, to travel with your significant other.
Yeah.
And be with them 24/7 with literally no privacy, me time.
Yeah, for sure.
I just lived that. It's very hard. The only time we weren't together was on the toilet.
Yeah.
Like literally, that's it.
That's true. I never thought about that either.
Yeah. So a lot of these people, these like travel couples or luxury travel couples, they're together just because they're like sharing a business together. Yeah,
I randomly just came across one. They live on like a sailboat, but you know who Bert Kreischer is?
I've heard of him. Does he have a podcast?
He has a podcast, but he's a comedian, but he was also on Travel Channel for like 10 years.
Oh, okay.
And just traveled around the world and basically found random people to like take and give them a crazy experience. But
that's awesome.
He always posts these random ass people that do cool shit, but these people just live on a sailboat and it's just like, that's their life. I don't know. Could be cool, but it's wild to me.
You have to really like sailing.
Yeah,
I wouldn't last more than a week.
I wouldn't be in the ocean. I won't even go on a cruise. I
went on my first cruise last year.
Did you like it?
It was actually like a sponsored thing. It's called the Royal Symphony of the Seas or something.
Yeah.
It's the largest cruise ship in the world and one of the most luxurious. It's insane. It's like being on you don't even really notice that you're
on the water.
No.
Yeah, but
it's like being in a mall or like a 5-star hotel. It's crazy.
Scary to me to think about just being out there and it possibly sinking and me just being. My biggest fear in the world is being just in the middle of the ocean, just floating there.
It's literally.
I would snap my own neck.
Literally take the Empire State Building or a skyscraper, lay it on its side, and that's like the size of the boat. It's enormous.
That is insane. All right, do you read?
Yeah, it's mostly like kind of like self-help. How do I advance and
now? Do you
social
have
media kind of stuff?
Now, I usually ask people 3 books to take with them, but we could switch it up. And I would like to say 3 of your favorite places that 3 of your favorite places you've been, but you have to be detailed. I mean, we kind of talked about it, but whatever.
Like as far as like scenery or country or city
places, as far as like let's say scenery. What's been the most beautiful?
Number 1 would be, it's called Mount Roraima, Monte Roraima in Venezuela. It's in the very rural, separated from all the craziness that's going on in Venezuela.
Yeah.
National park. It's called Canaima National Park. They have Mount Roraima, and then they have Angel Falls, which is the world's tallest waterfall.
How tall, do you know?
No, but it's tall.
Like a couple 100 feet, like more than that?
More.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's wild.
1,000 and something feet.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's like it's crazy.
Yeah.
That's on the other side of the park, but they're all in the general same location.
Okay.
I've never been anywhere where I felt like I guess it would be kind of like going into the house on Brownsville Road. Like you literally feel a spirit.
Yeah.
You feel an energy. And I'm not a religious person. I'm not really a spiritual person. I don't meditate or anything, but when I was there, I felt something.
Yeah.
And it's so epic. I can send you pictures, and unbelievable place.
All right.
That would probably still be number 1. I spent 8 days hiking in the mountains in Peru, in an area of Peru that most tourists don't go to because, I don't know, they don't have a long enough vacation or they don't enjoy hiking that much.
Yeah.
It was called the Cordillera Huayhuash Mountains. And I actually did that hike with the Mexican gringo, the gringo Mexicano.
Yeah.
8 days at high elevation, camping, and like sleeping, sharing a tent together in like 20-degree weather at night. It was like gnarly at times.
Yeah, I bet.
It was very difficult at times. There's actually a German couple in the group that had to leave on horseback because they couldn't hack it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It was crazy. Like the nearest city was hundreds and hundreds of miles away. Like we were out there. Machu Picchu gets all the love in Peru.
Yeah.
But they have mountain ranges that are I think just as good as anything you find in Patagonia.
Yeah.
In Chilean and Argentine Patagonia.
Wow.
Number 3, Rio de Janeiro.
Oh, yeah?
That's the most epic city I've ever been to.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I've heard of that before. Like, I mean, I know I've heard of Rio de Janeiro, but I've heard that it was like a beautiful place.
Oh my, it's like the people are beautiful. The scenery is just unlike any other scenery in the world. They have these tall, just like dramatic rocks or boulders that are the size of mountains that just are over the top of a concrete jungle. And there's a beach right there, like one of the most famous beaches in the world, Ipanema Beach, Copacabana Beach. And it's just so incredible. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like you're in the city and then 5 blocks away you're in the jungle. Like, it's incredible.
All right, now to flip it, what are 3 of your least favorite places you've ever been?
Ooh. That's actually pretty easy. I've been to the northeast corner of South America.
Yeah.
The Guyanas is what they're called. They're all these old European. It's so bizarre. They don't speak Spanish there. So British Guiana speaks English, obviously. Suriname is former Dutch Guiana.
Okay.
And there's French Guiana, which is actually still controlled by France. So it's actually technically the European Union. It's actually technically France. So it's got France prices. And it was like 18 euros for a hamburger. Meanwhile, there's just people, the locals, living in poverty, like incredibly poor.
Yeah.
But all these French people come over to work for like 1-2 year stints and get paid double because no one wants to be there. So there's this like horrible relationship with the locals and French people from the mainland.
Wow.
And I'm not gonna lie, like I guess I'm a typical American in this sense. Like French culture, and I can count on 2 fingers the good experiences I've had with anything related to France.
Yeah.
I have two girlfriends that are the French girls that I traveled through Bolivia with that are great girls. Other than them,
not a big fan.
I can't think of anything related to France that I enjoyed. So French Guiana definitely be on there.
All right. Now what about now the third category is things to listen to. Now you could take, you can get as descriptive as, not descriptive, but selective as CDs.
CDs? Okay. Are playlists legal?
Sure.
I would probably, I'm like super into urban Latin music, reggaeton, trap.
Okay.
It's like their equivalent of hip hop, basically.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with it. Like that's kind of like why I did a parody of it. I listen to it all the time and it just always puts me in a good mood.
Yeah.
Every beat is very similar and there's no depth to the lyrics whatsoever. You could say it's garbage lyrics.
Yeah, so like here people are rapping around like
it slaps.
They rap about like weed and codeine. Like what are they rapping about over there? Like what's the stereotypical?
They're not really rapping about that. That's another misconception about Latin America.
Yeah.
The drugs come from there, but they are not consumed there. Americans are the ones who consume.
Well,
drugs.
that's what I mean. I mean, like that's what we're rapping about over here. But like, what are they? They're
rapping about girls.
Oh, okay.
They're rapping about. Okay. They call them prepagos, like prepaid girls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's still. It's called machismo, being like super, like over manly, where you're degrading towards women.
Okay.
But it is 2019, and that has spread over to Latin culture a little bit. And I've noticed it's starting to decline in the amount of like lyrics that are degrading towards women, which is good. Because I like the way the music sounds. A lot of times the lyrics are like that, but now not as much anymore.
All right.
Flashback 4 years, they were. But if I were to name some artists, J Balvin, Daddy Yankee, Bad Bunny, Anuel.
Do you listen to any American music that you're that you're a big fan of? Anything from over here?
I've always loved hip hop growing up.
Yeah. Okay.
But what's on a desert island? Like, what's something that would never get old?
Yeah, like that's why I ask people to get like selective. You know, if you
I can listen to my baila reggaeton playlist on Spotify, like dance reggaeton.
Yeah, I'll give you that playlist,
Okay,
but then you have to pick 2 other CDs.
Okay. I'm not embarrassed about this. I'm proud of it. I'm a huge Amy Winehouse fan.
Why would you be embarrassed?
I don't know.
She's great.
But maybe Back to Black.
Okay.
I think that's me. I think that never gets old.
All right.
I've never gotten sick of any of those songs, and I think that would be good music to be on a desert island.
All right.
Maybe to be like a total stereotypical Chad. Could I take I don't know, what's the best Drake album? Take Care?
Oh, I mean, it has to be. Drake is good. I mean, I don't care. He gets hate, but he's good.
I feel like that's good music to listen to. It's maybe not too
Chad.
intense. Chad and Brad. No, what's funny is one of my best friends from high school's name is Brad.
Of course it is.
Chad and Brad.
And you played hockey too.
Yeah. Could not be a more white suburban dude named Chad.
Yeah, that's all right.
And
though.
I definitely wore pastel colored polos and Sperry's.
Oh, I bet.
But I think I grew out of that. Once I went to college.
I never went that far. I was more of like the emo type.
It was pretty bad.
All right. So the second to last question.
I'll go with that. Okay.
All right. Second to last question is a desert island meal or death row meal.
Death row meal.
Yeah. So like whatever, like you ever read the articles of the people that are on death row, they give them whatever they want to eat. So you can get whatever you want from wherever you want as much as you want.
I think, man, maybe I'd go just full throttle on Mexican food, like specifically from the Yucatan Peninsula.
Okay.
That area of Mexico has I don't know what it is, but it's a slightly different than what you would get, say, in Mexico City. It's not quite as spicy. It's a little bit sweeter. Like their taco, they're so good.
Do you have a favorite dish?
Everything, dude.
Yeah.
Everything. Like their tacos are incredible there. The best tacos I've ever had in my life were in a little city called Mérida in the Yucatan.
Okay.
And yeah, I'd probably get a full on Mexican meal.
All right, that's good. All right, and the last question that I ask everyone is if you could have a conversation with anyone alive or dead, who would it be and why?
I actually heard this on the other podcasts. I would probably say Anthony Bourdain because he was always like my hero as far as travel goes.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go really weird with it. I want to know what Jeffrey Epstein knew.
Oh,
did you follow that at all?
So I don't talk about politics or anything on here.
It's not even political.
No. I'm not saying that I'm not going to like give you my opinion. I'm just saying like I don't know anything about it at all. As far as like politics in a whole, but I do know all the craziness that is supposedly went on with him. And then, I had another guy that was on here. He's like, I like a good conspiracy theory, but then like,
it's not even.
But I start seeing
it's documented.
Well, I get that, but I'm talking about like as far as like him being like dead and like there was this
the
dude,
fact that he might be still alive.
There was this dude who had a YouTube channel that I guess like every day he would fly his drone over like Jeff Epstein's like island.
I saw that
and
the face that looked like him.
Yeah, supposedly there was like a video of some dude getting out of a car that looked like almost identical to him.
Yeah,
and I don't know, that whole thing raised. Well, that could be a whole rabbit hole.
First of all, I'd like to torture him a little bit. I'd probably have to waterboard him.
Yeah,
but
that's a really good answer.
I want to know.
That's a really good answer
because he has dirt on everyone who runs the country.
Yeah,
or not the country, the world, the planet.
The world.
He has dirt on everyone. And I have buddies who are lawyers in New York City.
Yeah,
who have been to that, who go to that jail weekly.
Yeah.
There is no possible way to kill yourself in that jail. It has never happened before.
Yeah.
It has never happened for the 40-year existence of that jail.
I just feel like people are dumb to think that was, I mean, that dude literally knew the dirt on everyone. And he just killed himself?
Yeah, he killed himself on a Saturday afternoon. Well, so obviously slow news day. By Monday, all major media outlets were able to basically kill the story.
It's ridiculous.
By Wednesday, no one was talking about it.
If people don't think that there are questions behind all that, then you are just you're you're an idiot.
Like Bill Clinton was documented flying on his plane 27 times.
You know, it's interesting. I saw something online the other day that said, like, if the Clintons were going around killing everyone, do you think Monica Lewinsky would be able to write a book? And that's such a shallow thing, but like,
might have been too obvious.
I think that's something so like small to like leave out there. You got bigger fish to fry.
You know about the Clinton body count and all that?
Oh, it's all insane. I mean,
It's
just the
terrifying.
Very, very little Googling that I've done of it. It's just it's overwhelming to even get into.
The evidence is very overwhelming.
Yeah, it's bizarre. I don't know. That's why like I don't really get into politics, because like I'm so ignorant to it all. Like I kept it out of my mind for so long that I feel like that I'm too far removed of it.
I think this was the one thing, though, from what I read on the internet, from people tweeting and posting about it.
Yeah.
This is one thing where every person with a brain who's not typically a conspiracy theorist, you couldn't even say, was agreeing with the conspiracy theorists. Like, there's no way that guy killed himself.
Yeah. I don't see how it's possible. Like, coincidentally hung himself
on suicide watch.
Yeah,
it's not possible. It's not possible.
That's a whole different beast to try to go down. But
if I were to talk to anybody in the world, I would.
That's a really good answer.
I would like to torture that dude. I would have a little help.
Yeah,
we would do it like who used to do that? Like Kiefer Sutherland, like the show 24. he used to like torture people, and he would get tortured too.
That's a good answer though. That's one of the most interesting.
I just want to know. I want to know.
Yeah, I just want him to go on record, and I want it to be out there. It's like if your life is over, it's like, why not help some people for some good karma at the end?
And the other thing I don't understand is that his partner in crime through all of this, her name is like Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah,
she's out free.
Yeah,
she was a part of every single thing that he did, and
it's bizarre. Dude.
Nothing.
It's bizarre. That's a good answer, though. That definitely is a good answer. All right. Well, dude, I appreciate you so much for coming over, and like, I appreciate you hitting me up, and like,
I thought it'd be fun.
Even wanting to do this. And I mean, it was super interesting. Take any time and promote everything. Say all your socials again. And
I'm stuttering now.
That's all right.
I focus on Instagram. Instagram is my number one. It's just at elchad, ELCHAD. If you think of El Chapo, it's easy to remember. Elchad TV on YouTube. Elchad, Facebook.com/Elchad on Facebook. And I'm also part of a group of guys who travel around Latin America, and we spread the culture, and we try to unite the average American with Latin America. We're called Los Gringos TV. You can find it. We focus on Facebook. We're Los Gringos TV on there. We got like 150,000 followers on there. Mostly Americans,
You'll find
actually.
It. You'll probably find it.
Yeah, and same thing on Instagram. So that's it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I appreciate it, dude. It was definitely interesting.
I hope you guys, I think by the time this podcast comes out, I will be in Mexico, and I'll be on my way to Central America. So follow along. It should be fun.
Yeah. From an outsider's point of view, I enjoy looking at your Instagram. It's I kind of deep dove into it, and it's interesting to see it all. In my
opinion, it was way better back in 16, 17.
Oh, Instagram?
Back when I took good photos. I don't take good photos anymore.
That's all right.
People don't care.
Yeah, I get it too. I definitely get it. All right, everyone else that's listening, as usual, I'll call you right back across the board. We got brand new merch out. The Drew t-shirts and hoodies, I only got a few left. The coffee I got one bag of coffee left, so it'll probably be gone by the time you hear it. But other than that, appreciate you as always. Subscribe, rate, and review, and just enjoy listening. Thanks again. I'll call you right back.